Evening peeps, god damn it, wrong picture. How are we all doing tonight? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. So tonight we're back with the finals of MRCs GTTCC, last two rounds from Suzuka and Nurburgring. But before that, let's just get into the We Are Driven intro. So We Are Driven team still pushing Archie's journey, still pushing Bradley Lowry Foundation. So get yourselves over to Facebook, click all those like buttons, and then get yourselves onto justgiving.com/campaign/Archie's journey and drop a donation on there, please. Right, let's get back to the fly we're meant to be looking at. That one. Finals of GTTCC tonight then. As I say, from Suzuka and Nurburgring 24-hour circuit tonight, so it's the Nordschleife and the GP circuit all bolted together. Won't be many laps around there in a half an hour, I'll tell you that. Right, let's go and have a look at some scores, shall we? Nobody catching P1 Dylan then. He's far too far up the scoreboard now. 267 points for Dylan. Don on 203. Still positions could be changing for the rest of the guys in the pack here. On 203 then for Don, 188 for Mental Nev, for Buki on 159, 151 for White Shark, 151 for P1 Mocking Weeks as well in 6th, 7th for Obi-Wan, 144, 8th for Fat Pickles Bro with 141, so still positions could chop and change here tonight. A little bit of a gap back to V-Show. He's on 110 points in 9th. In 10th, we've got JPH with 101. Rick 33 GTR on 87 points in 11th. NRT Bobby 12th with 73 points. Potter McPot 13th with 64 points. We've got Shell Shock in 14th with 45 points. And Valtteri in 15th with 20 points. But a few drivers missing. I don't see Potter McPot. I don't see NRT Bobby. I don't see Shell Shock, and I don't see Valtteri. So 10 drivers on track. Who else are we missing? Fat Pickles is in. White Shark, TRG, yeah. Mocking Weeks. That's P1 Don. That's the other driver missing tonight. Right, so that's enough looking at scores. Let's get ourselves into this lobby. Don't forget, people, still got plenty of stickers available and shirts as well. They've gone out to Germany, Greece, Holland, you name it. They're soon going to be whipping their way to America once I've figured out the costs. I'm going to try and sneak it through work. Shh, don't tell no one. So stickers and t-shirts available. Right, into this lobby then. Finals night tonight. Everything to play for the majority of the field, bar P1 Dylan. Who have we got in the room tonight then? For Buki, Fat Pickles, Dylan, Rick 33, Mental Nev, Mocking Weeks, V-Show, GT Obi-Wan, White Shark Jim and JPH 99. Just 10 drivers out on track. What are you doing? Don't do that. You're not meant to be doing that. You're meant to be doing that. Don't be joining the race. So it is open practice, so if people are turning up late, they still get a chance to join the lobby. Let's put the usual nonsense on for you lot. So first race at Suzuka is the one make race, everybody driving the Subaru. Fat Pickles, first one out on track out of a minute. quick fit. Second race tonight is a free choice of car. I say free choice, they've had the same car all season. They could choose what they wanted. Team Samsung then for White Shark Jim. We've got Infinity Decals for P1 Dylan, championship leader, well, winner. Digital Car Culture for GT Obi-Wan. Big shout out to Colin over at Digital Car Culture. Big shout out to Haylux Squirrel as well. Putting my stickers on his channel. Cheers, mate. Giving the channel a shout out as well. Appreciated. Dylan, we've just been looking at Fubuki. We missed V-Show. V-Show driving for PlayStation then. Did we have a look at Mental Nev? Who are you driving for? Quick Fit. Putting in fastest lap of qualifying so far, 2:07.2. Chucks himself in the pits as well. Obi-Wan we've been on board with. Quick Fit for White Shark. Who else have we? Mocking Weeks. I think he's driving for. Come on. Red Bull. There we go. 33 also for PlayStation. Okay, V-Show was on pole. These boys do jump in and out the pits, so it's not always easy to... V-Show going a little bit wide there through... Oh, and on the exit of Degner 2. Nobody near the start of this lap at the minute. We'll wait a couple of minutes. Oh, wait a minute or so till somebody gets around there. V-Show just staying out of the way of these drivers coming through. So Mental Nev is still on pole. He's got himself 2:07.2 as Mental. Again, it won't show up on the left-hand side. Sorry, on the right-hand side, but it does show up on that left-hand side underneath the list of drivers. I think most drivers out on an outlap at the minute. Was out front. Was it White Shark Jim? Okay, we'll stick with him because he's on an outlap, so his next lap will be a hot one. Just wait for him to get around these next couple of corners and then we'll chuck ourselves in. Right, here we go then. A lap on board with White Shark Jim. To this long start finish straight down towards turn 1. You can carry a lot of speed through here. It is a double apexed corner. Carry a lot of speed into the first bit, drops it down into fourth, carries the speed out to the outside, dips wheel on the grass but on the AstroTurf, but keeps it in a straight line. It well on the exit into the S's, then up the hill. A lot of the time we're looking at the short circuit here when we're driving things like the minis on Mondays. But, tonight we've got the full course, so up the hill through the anti-banked curve. Short course would peel off to the right here, around that awkward little turn, but instead we go to the left, heading down towards Degner 1. Tricky turns as well. Used to be a rounded turn, but they squared it off a few years back. Degner 1 cleanly into Degner 2. Got to be careful not to run it out too wide and catch that gravel. Heading through the kink down towards the hairpin then. Back in the pits for Mental. That's not helping us one little bit. Come on, give me another driver. Alright, on with Mental Nev then. Just coming up to that Degner 1, Degner 2 section. Pickles through there in front of him. Mental Nev through Degner 1 cleanly, through Degner 2 as well. Down towards the hairpin then, through the little kink to the right, hard on the brakes into this one. All the way down to first maybe. Keeps it in second actually, does Mental. Four-wheel drive, got less chance of the wheels spinning up. 200R, I believe. Towards Spoon again, tricky turn, easy to run wide on the first part of this corner, just there. You may see one or two drivers doing it, and then you've got to be careful on the exit as well. just there. And up this back straight then towards the infamous 130R. How will they take this one? Full speed maybe? Will they have a little lift? Four-wheel drive should be pretty sturdy. A little lift there for Mental Nev, just keeps the car settled on the apex. Heading down towards Casino Chicane then, through the first part cleanly, through the second part cleanly. Again, just got to be careful you don't get that bit completely wrong. We'll reset you to track. Through that final little curve then to the line, and he sticks in a 207.2. But in the meantime, Dylan had just gone quicker, 206.923 for Dylan. Fat Pickle's also going quicker, 207.2. White Shark, no time on the board for him. GT Obi-Wan as well, diving in and out the pits, these boys. It doesn't show their times on screen. 208.2 then for Mockin, sitting in 5th. V shows 6th. Again, no score for him, was it 0.366 back from... Oh, positions changing all over the place. Yeah, it's going to be difficult to tell you who's where when they keep jumping in and out of the pits. Dylan retakes his lead then, so he's 1.5, he's 1.5 tenths quicker than Mental Nev. White Shark Jim another half a second back plus in 3rd. V Show 4th, 208.0. GT Obi-Wan. He's only just behind V Show as well, 300ths. Rick 33 then in 6, 208.4 for Rick. Stop it controller, outlap for JPH. We got into a 208.4 though, so 7th for JPH. Mocking Weeks just picks back up his 6th position, so where were we? JPH on that 208.4. White Shark Jim left and come back, so he'll have to hit that first time in line before we see his lap. Whereabouts he'll be sitting. Fabuki then out on track. Hot lap from him, sitting in 9th at the minute. Mental Nev just coming out of the pits as well. Yeah, it does make it a little bit tricky when these boys are jumping in and out of the pits. Though, continuing to cement his lead out here. It does say 0.3 on the screen, but that will change when Mental Nev goes through the first checkpoint. A 20-minute quali, I believe. I do forget, it might be 15. Shout out to all the lobby hosts. Oh, the show just going off on the S's. Big shout out to all the lobby hosts. There are 8 lobbies running, I think, tonight. GTTCC, one of the biggest Gran Turismo leagues outside of PlayStation, if not the biggest that we know of. I say 8 lobbies, ranking from rookies. I think it was 9 lobbies. I think rookies got squished and all the drivers moved up a little bit. But you're watching Fusion League with me tonight. These are like the Premier League boys, fastest boys in the GTTCC anyway. A little bit of a penalty there for Fat Pickle's got to lose. A little bit of off-track action for him maybe at turn 1 or in the S's. Oh, we just catch White Shark Jim getting turn 1 wrong as well. Maybe dipped a wheel on the AstroTurf. It can cause all sorts of problems. Just, slams the brakes on and lets Fat Pickles come flying through. Sorry, it wasn't, it was Fabuki. V Show 5th. necessarily running order at the minute. Dylan back in the pits as well now. It's Mental Nev on pole, but Dylan will retake it when he comes back on track. Yes, final rounds. Not too sure how long the break is between seasons. A lot of jiggery pokery got to be played out with brake horsepowers and weights and things like that, just to try and keep it equal. Figure out which cars have got to be banned next season. Right, let's get everybody through this first checkpoint, and then we can kind of see where everyone else is out on track. Who's that last driver? Fat Pickles. It's not an out lap, so he's sitting in third. Everyone else through that checkpoint. So, running order at the minute is P1 Dylan in first, Mental Nev second, Fat Pickles in third, GT Obi-Wan fourth, White Shark Jim fifth, V-Show sixth, Fabuki in seventh, Mocking Weeks eighth, Rick 33 ninth, JPH in 10th. Got a driver sat on the start-finish line. Is that going to be Mocking Weeks? Yes, little practice starts for Mocking Weeks. So it does look like 15-minute quali, as a lot of drivers have pulled over now. We will jump into the race pretty much as soon as qualifying is done. Yeah, big shout out to Chris and Seamus as well for putting all the effort in with GTTCC this season, taking it over. Putting all that work in. Good lads. Good lads. I'm trying to set off a set of tyres then. Shark's still putting those hot ones in. Nice and starts from Mocking. 33 trying to take his rears out. JPH not trying to take his rears out. Here we go then, race one. Now he takes his rears out. Half an hour around Suzuka. Reverse grid around Nurburgring 24 after this. Pole then. Let's see if he gets a good start. He's done well this season, taking many wins. So we're just gonna have to wait for him to get off because I can't see the lights. Got away now. It's a great start by Dylan. Fires himself off the line. Nev squeezes across, trying to stop the attack from Fat Pickles Bro in third, side by side as they come down towards turn one, but they've got the inside line for that one. Does everyone get through turn one cleanly? So far, so good. Again, can be a tricky turn straight away. Dylan then leading through the S's. Mental Nev hot on his tail. Fat Pickles in third. Goes for a bit of a wider line through there. White Shark Jim fourth. Maybe be able to make a move through here. Everyone keeping it tight to the apexes. Down towards Degner's then. Dylan through, Mental Nev through. Everyone through there cleanly as well. Let's get a little bit of change of camera up and get a bit of a view, see what's going on. Everyone through the hairpin cleanly as well. Nose to tail then as they head down towards Spoon on lap one. Dylan already making a little bit of a break. Luckily Mental Nev with him. Only a tiny bit of a break. Everybody through Spoon cleanly. Well, the first part, a little bit wide there for Fubuki. It's going to slow him down on the exit. And just stretch out a little bit then as they hit this back straight for the first time up towards 130. Nobody able to go for a move up the back straight either. How does everyone get on into the chicane? Let's just move ourselves up the field a little bit. Everyone through there cleanly as well. Lap 1 done and done. Nobody off track. And then down this start finish straight, he's got himself 0.6 of a second lead over Mental Nev. Mental Nev's got 0.3 between himself and Fat Pickles in third. White Shark fourth, under a little bit of pressure from V Show for that position. GT Obi-Wan holding 6. Get harassed by Mocking Weeks in 7th. He's got Rick 33 to worry about, who's also got JPH to worry about, who's also got Fubuki to worry about. Still nothing in it between these 10 drivers. There's 4 seconds between front man and the back man, but it takes a tiny little mistake from one of these. Could cause absolute chaos. Dylan then starting to break away, 0.7 for Mental Neville. Fat Pickles hanging onto the back end of Mental Nev as they come down towards the hairpin. We thought about running around the outside of the hairpin, didn't work. JPH picked himself a 1.5 second penalty. What have you done, JPH? Sworn at one of the marshals or something. He's got to lose that and try and keep the place from Fubuki. That's going to be hard done. 1.5 seconds is a fair old chunk to drop. Fubuki all over the rear end as we head up the hill. Again, he's got to lose that penalty. Everybody trying to keep in the slipstream as they head up here. Nobody able to benefit. Then as they were a little bit wide then for JPH. He is now down in 10th, gets to lose that penalty though, not all of it, so a little bit wide there for 130R for JPH. He's got to lose that and try and stick with Fubuki now. He's already 0.8 of a second back, just out of slipstream range. He's got to be careful he doesn't lose this pack. Have stretched out a fair chunk now though. So Dylan got himself a whole second over Mental Nev as they start lap 3. Mental Nev has still got Fat Pickles all over the rear end of him. Not managed to make the pass yet. White Shark Jim holding 4th. Visho still 5th. Positions not changing here then. GT Obi-Wan 6th. Mocking Weeks 7th. 33 8th for Fubuki 9th. Yeah, JPH still trying to lose that penalty. Now 1.2 seconds down himself. He's going to struggle to lose that and stick with this pack. As I say, already out of the slipstream. The driver. Oh, he's gone wide through Degner 2 as well into the wall. That's going to slow him down even more. Still doesn't lose that penalty. 2 seconds back. Great big mistake then from JPH. I have just seen Mocking Weeks side by side as they came out the hairpin. Down towards Spoon then. Mocking Weeks did have the inside line, but he lets GT Obi-Wan have it. Maybe get the move done up the back straight. He has got Rick 33. Still expecting rain, Rick. In that slipstream, then chases GT Obi-Wan up the hill. GT Obi-Wan did well there to hold on to that position. It did show Mocking Weeks in 6 at one point. I thought he'd made the move at the hairpin. All over the back end of GT Obi-Wan then. A little bit of a gap developed between Rick 33 and Mockin. Under pressure as well, Rick 33 from Fubuki. Oh, great move. Oh, he's had to take the second part of that chicane a little bit. He might pick himself up a penalty for that. He looks like he's managed to get away with that one. But a gap now developed between Mocking Weeks and Rick 33. Obi-Wan going defensive again, then into turn one. Mocking Weeks looking to sling one up the inside. No, backs out. Obi-Wan just keeps his car in the middle of the track, but is losing them time to these drivers in front. So gaps and fights starting to develop then. It's a nice little sticky you've got on your rear bumper there, Obi-Wan. Just keeps his car in the right place, nothing that Mocking Weeks can do. And they've pulled a great big gap now from Fubuki, who's now up into 8th. He's got himself past. Oh. Into Degner. What has happened to 33 all the way down in 10th position? We'll flick and have a look back at that in 1 second. Let's just see what happens here at the hairpin. Obi-Wan then holding on to that 6th position. 33 then down at the back of the pack. He's lost that position to JPH, possibly getting turn 1 a little bit wrong. JPH still holding a bit of a penalty though. So not out of the woods yet for Rick 33 or JPH. Fubuki then up into 8th, but now he's got a great big gap to Mocking Weeks in front, 4.4 seconds. Dylan, in the meantime, had his gap reduced down to 0.3 of a second. Maybe a tiny little mistake from championship leader. Was holding a second over Mental Nerve. Thought about up the inside as well there, Mental. Looking for the lead. Fat Pickles has dragged himself back in as well, 0.5 of a second back. White Shark Jim, 1.3 back. Pulled a little bit of a gap himself between V-Show. Second gap there then, 3.3 back to Obi-Wan. This is the fight that we were watching. Again, the battle is just costing them time to those drivers in front. 3.4 seconds. The outside then for Mocking. Still nowhere for him to go. Again, looking for the move around the second part of that turn. Just cannot get his car where he needs it to be to get the move done on Obi-Wan, but tyres looking a lot better, so we'll see what happens later on in this race. Dylan then picking himself up a penalty. He's got to lose that and fend off these two drivers behind. He's got 1.5 seconds back to Fat Pickles, but still lose the position depending where Dylan decides to lose this penalty. Fastest lap of the race at the minute as well, Dylan, 2:07.0. Tyres looking a little bit more worn than Mental Nevs. Fat Pickles aren't looking too bad either. A little bit more on White Shark Jim's in 4th. V-Show losing another couple of tenths to White Shark, then sitting in 5th. Again, not picking up that toe. Obi-Wan 6th, still fending off Mocking Weeks. Going defensive up towards 130R. Mocking Weeks looking like he's going to have to run around the outside if he wants it, but he can't do that around 130R, so he has to hold on to 7th, down towards Casino again. Maybe looking for a different line through here, get the run on Obi-Wan on the way out. Obi-Wan getting a good exit though. Keeps himself out in front of Mocking Weeks by 0.3 of a second. Is that going to be enough before turn 1? Just slowly drifts over. On board with Mocking Weeks then, looking for that 6th. Oh, a tiny bit of bumper to bumper contact through there. Still holds on to 6th though for GT Obi-Wan. Mocking Weeks loads quicker through the S's though, by the looks of it. Almost up the inside. Could have cost him and Obi-Wan positions though. May have spanned them both off track. Yeah, Again, a much better run out of some of these turns is Mocking Weeks on Obi-Wan, but he just can't get the track position to get the move done on 6th place man. Thought about the inside at Degner 2, possibly trying to trick GT Obi-Wan into a mistake. Again, gets a good exit out of there, down towards the hairpin. The inside through the kink. Now looking to run around the outside. Oh, wrong way. Not as good an exit though. Having to run onto the marbles on the outside of that hairpin has cost him a bit of time. 0.5 of a second the gap then. Let's jump back up to race leader and see what's kicking off there. Dylan then still holding 1.5 second penalty. Looks like he's just picked up another one actually. It just flashed as we jumped on board with him. Mental Nev then just half a second back. They have pulled 1.5 seconds from Fat Pickles now. Mental Nev right in the slipstream of P1 Dylan. Are we going to see a battle between these two? Can Mental Nev get the job done on the championship leader? We'll see. Still at 1.5 between 2nd and 3rd. White Shark Jim now 3 seconds back. Again, pulled another couple of tenths over V-Show in 5th. GT Obi-Wan still fending off Mocking Weeks. A little bit closer this time though, Mocking. Again, Obi-Wan goes defensive. Can Mocking Weeks get it done here? Again, oh, around the outside through the second part. Can he keep his nose up the inside? No, he can't. That just allows Obi-Wan to hold on to that one as they hit the S's again. A bit frustrating for Mocking Weeks. 8th place for Buki then, 2 seconds back from that fight. Again, these two battling it out. It's just costing them time. To the guys in front and the guys behind. For Buki then in 8th. Gap at 2.2. Rick 33 gets himself back past JPH. 5 seconds back from Fubuki though. Oh, we just see JPH deciding to test the drift capabilities through the final S turn then as we come into Degner. A little bit of a penalty for him to lose still as well. Has race leader P1 Dylan. And Nev still all over the back end of him, not managed to get the job done either. They have pulled more time from 3rd place Fat Pickles, the gap up to 2.2 seconds as they come out of Spoon. White Shark Jim has closed that gap up. Gap at 2.9, it was 4 seconds I think the last time we looked, so Fat Pickles just got to be a little bit careful halfway through this race. See what sort of strategies put in. There's been a lot of no stoppers this season, so we'll see. Has seemed to benefit, especially if you don't rag your car into the turns when they're all worn out and spin yourself off track. And Mocking Weeks has got himself past GT Obi-Wan finally then, possibly up that back straight while we weren't watching. Up into 6th. Now got himself 0.3 over over GT Obi-Wan. So it's now Mocking Weeks' turn to try and break the toe. It's got 3.5 seconds to try and close up on V-Show in front. He's got to try and break that gap, break that toe between himself and GT Obi-Wan. Again, it might be a case of Mocking Weeks having to go defensive here. GT Obi-Wan close enough to make a move. And again, that's just going to slow them down to these drivers behind. 2 seconds the gap between themselves and Fubuki. 2 tenths out then since last time we looked. Rick 33, another 6.5 back. JPH, been in the pits and he's stuck himself on a fresh set of boots. 26 seconds down from Rick 33. Still then, nothing in it between the top two, Dylan and Mental Nev. Still not managed to drop that penalty yet either, has Dylan. Great big gap developed then between second and third, 3.1 seconds. White Shark Jim taking another 0.6 out, the gap down to 2.3. Still pulling time on V-Show. Joaquin Weeks almost broken that toe from GT Obi-Wan, the gap at 0.6. Yeah, back in the slipstream now though as they head up the hill. Just try and make a little bit more time up on Obi-Wan before they get into the start-finish straight. Obi-Wan's run it wide though. He's not spun it round, but that's going to cost him a tenth or two. The gap at 0.7, 0.8. It is at 0.9. He just drops himself out of that slipstream range then. Can Joaquin Weeks take advantage of that? 2.5 seconds. He's got to try and close up on V-Show in front. You can see him, gives him a target. Obi-Wan then got a little bit more work to do to try and close that gap back up. Rick 33 just hitting that start-finish straight. Sitting in 8th. Fubuki also in the pits then for 9th. JPH through Casino now in 10th. Fresh set of boots on for him. Still just half a second in it between Dylan and Mental. Both drivers' tyres not looking too bad. Closing up a little bit there through the hairpin then for Mental. Down to 0.3 as they head down towards Spoon. Mental Nev closing up then. Dylan goes a tiny bit defensive. Pulls that time back though through Spoon. That's a great bit of driving from Dylan. Still holding that penalty though. Cleanly through 130R for these two. Still pulling time over the third place man, Fat Pickles. 4.3 seconds. White Shark Jim not been able to close that gap up anymore yet. Still at 2.2, but great big gap back to V-Show. 4.1 seconds. Mocking Weeks dragged him back in then. Still got GT Obi-Wan just 1.3 seconds back. Still got to be careful. Okay. V-Show into the pits then for Mocking Weeks to take 5th. I was just going to jump on board, see if he could get the position or close the gap up. Into 5th then for Mocking. Will we see a stop from the 5th place man? GT Obi-Wan not stopping either yet in 6th. Rick 33 not stopping for 7th. Tyres looking a little bit worse for wear. V-Show just gets released, then comes out in 8th. Fubuki just coming through for 9th. He's just stopped previous lap. Oh, far too quick into turn 1. Keeps it in a straight line though. So far, yes. Back out onto the black stuff. Squiggles his tyres to give those a clean, but loses time to V-Show. And then JPH, that gap down to 8.5 then. Stopped early on for JPH. Take on fresh tyres. Dylan then still holding penalty. Mental Nev just keeping him in check, 0.6 of a second. Fat Pickles now 5.1 back. White Shark Jim 1.8 seconds back, so a little mistake from Fat Pickles somewhere. White Shark Jim closing up 5 seconds, then gap back to Mocking Weeks in 5th. Still a second back to Obi-Wan as well. Gained a couple of tenths. Not enough to get back in that slipstream just yet though. Rick 33 another 11 seconds back in 7th. Not stopped. V-Show then 6.7 back from Rick 33. Let's see if his fresh set of racing super softs can get him back in the fight with Rick 33. 8.5 minutes remaining of this race. Ibuki then, getting it wrong in turn 1. Now 9th position, 5.7 seconds back from Visho. JPH 8.2 back, sitting in 10th. Still Mental Nev in second, not been able to get past Dylan, not been able to get close enough. White Shark Jim is slowly eking out of time on Fat Pickles Bro in front, the gap at 1.7. Mocking Weeks though, possibly a little mistake, he's brought GT Obi-Wan back into the fight with him, 0.4 of a second the gap there through the S's. And then big gaps developed for the next 4 drivers. Oh, a little bit of a penalty picked up there for JPH as well. I think that's what Dylan keeps doing, keeps dropping his penalty somewhere and then picking one up. He's now pulled himself 1.2 seconds over Mental Nev though. If he can get enough time, he might be able to lose that penalty and keep the place. Still holding fastest lap as well, 2:07.0. Gap at 1.4. Mental Nev not getting a toe anymore. Gap has come down then between Fat Pickles and White Shark, down to 1.2 seconds. White Shark putting great effort in at the second part of this race then to try and close that gap up. Still at 1.2 as they come around that final turn. Obi-Wan's back past Mocking Weeks, getting past him up that back straight, I can imagine. Mocking Weeks all over the back of him though. Just 0.2 of a second in it. Obi-Wan sticking his car in the middle of the track. Plenty of room down the inside there, Mocking. Bit of a swip and a swap going on there. Still not managed to sling one back up the inside of Obi-Wan. He's far too aware of that manoeuvre. Slams the anchors on the apex just to cover the switch back from Mocking Weeks up the inside. But these two have been having a great battle all race. Mocking Weeks always seems a bit quicker through the S's than GT Obi-Wan. Into the Degners. Just got to be so careful of that AstroTurf. These 4-wheel drives are a little bit more stable than the rears. If we were here in the second race, you may see 1 or 2 cars going a little bit backwards through there, as I think the majority of them are mid-rear. Still then, GT Obi-Wan holds on to 5th. Weeks looking for that position back. It took him a while to get it last time. We'll see if he can get it back before the end of this race. So Dylan's 1.4 is now 1.2 near as damn it. Mental Nev made up a couple of tenths then. Fat Pickles now under serious threat from, oh sorry, yes he is under serious threat from White Shark Jim. Just half a second in it, well within the slipstream range if he can keep it clean through the chicane. Not too bad, 0.6 of a second. Still get a toe, but it won't be close enough to sling one up the inside into turn 1. Close that gap down a little bit, keeps himself in touch with Fat Pickles. 4 minutes remaining, so pretty much 2 laps. Can Fat Pickles hold on to this 3rd position? Can Mental Nev get the job done on Dylan in front? Not anymore, I don't think. 1.4 seconds, 1.5 now. just stretching out as we come to the end of this race. Does still need to lose that penalty though. Mental Nev 1.5 seconds back. 3.5 minutes remaining. Fat Pickles holding third, but for how much longer? White Shark Jim all over the back end of him. Same for Obi-Wan and Mocking Weeks as well. Bumper to bumper, pretty much whole race, these two. Mocking in 6th, V-Show 7th. A little bit of a race of his own. He has got rig 33, just 3 seconds back. Worn out tyres then costing him a position to V-Show. Fabuki holding 9th. And JPH far too far back to make a move now. 8.8 seconds down in 10th. A little bit of a penalty still to lose as well. So back up front, the gap extending to 1.6 seconds. Dylan not messing about now. 2.5 minutes remaining. These two may see another lap after this. Fat Pickles held on to 3rd so far. White Shark Jim looking for that position. Both drivers' tyres looking very worn out. White Shark Jim 0.4 of a second back. A little bit closer this lap. Maybe not close enough before the end of the start-finish straight. Closes up again. Gap down to 0.3. Closes up through turn 1. Let's go and have a look at the this fight here. Oh, just catch GT Obi-Wan defending from Mocking Weeks again. Way, apologies. Holding that 5th position then. 1 minute 20 remaining. Can Mocking Weeks get that position back? GT Obi-Wan has fended him off well so far. Yeah, every time I flick to Dylan, he seems to pick up a little bit more penalty or something like that. It's bizarre. Still holding that 1.5. Now got 2.3 seconds over Mental Nev. 50 seconds remaining. Fat Pickles under serious threat then from White Shark. White Shark gets the move up the inside. No, he doesn't. Not able to carry the speed on the way out, but piling the pressure on Fat Pickles for that final podium position in race 1. Chases him down towards Spoon. Does he sling one up the inside here? Nope. Backs off. Big puff of flame at the back end of Fat Pickles' Subaru there. Does White Shark get a good enough run out of this second part of Spoon to get the move done up the hill? Just 0.2 of a second in it. Gap coming down, closing up as they head up the hill. Going to make you run around the outside. That's again. Oh, amazing how you both made it through there. I don't know, but White Shark. Oh, where have you gone? Slings one up the inside at the chicane. Needs a good run out. Doesn't get it though. Has to hold on to 3rd position. We have already ticked over the line. The time, sorry. So, P1 Dylan managed to get through for another lap. Mental Nev takes 2nd. White Shark, Fat Pickles takes 3rd. White Shark Jim takes 4th. Obi-Wan 5th. Mocking Weeks not managing to get past him then for 6th position in the end. V-Show takes 7th. 2.5 seconds back. Fabuki takes 8th. Rick 33 comes home for 9th. And we just wait for JPH to get himself back on track for starters. And then come across the line with a little bit of a wiggle for 10th. There we go, race 1 done and done. A little bit of a break until race 2 then, maybe 10 minutes. Yeah, race 2 usually starts about 10 o'clock, so we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, we've got to wait for Dylan. Let's not forget race leader Dylan. Still holding penalty. He managed to get across the line then just before the timer ticked over. Never with that 2.2 second gap, unable to, or 2.6 in the end by the time he crossed the line. Still perfect lines from Dylan, even on this final lap. Nobody else to race against. It does mean he starts from the back of the pack in race 2, but that's not stopped him taking the win before. And especially at Nurburgring 24, I think it's quite a favourite of his. Through 130R for the last time, then into the Casino chicane. Again, perfectly through there again on this final lap. Drops his penalty. Gives us a bit of a wiggle and a flash of the lights as he crosses the line then. So Dylan taking the win in race 1. Comfortably as well. Mental Nev did hound him for the majority of that race, but Dylan just seemed to push on at the end. Taking the win. More points on the board for Infinity Decals then. Fortunately, his teammate P1 Don not racing tonight. Let's see what Mocking Weeks and GT Obi-Wan have got to say to each other. I'm sure they were loving that. There you go, GT Obi-Wan. That was a great race. Yes, it was. Mocking Weeks GT Obi-Wan. Thanks for the great race. There you go. There we go then. Settings being changed. Nurburgring 24-hour. You expect me to know the corners around this circuit? I don't. There's far too many. Far too many. I know some of them. Alright, that should be good enough. So, final race of GTTCC then. It's going to be 10 o'clock start, I believe. Yeah, should be a good race. Should be a good race. We'll see who likes Nurburgring and who doesn't. That's what we'll see just here. Who's put the time in, who hasn't. JPH already got himself out on track looking for those sneaky lines. Okay, yes, so race is going to start at 10 o'clock. I was right. Yeah, some close racing there between GT Obi-Wan and Mocking Weeks. They'll start next to each other in race 2 as well, but again, it's a different car choice in race 2. Have they all chosen their cars, or are they all just picking them now? So we're going to have Ferraris, we're going to have an NSX, we're going to have a couple of Citrons, a Lexus. What else do we have in this one? Oh, and the McLaren. Plenty of McLarens usually in this lobby. Yeah, nice little battle between White Shark Jim and Fat Pickles Bro as well in race 1. There's Mocking Weeks out on track as well, just checking his lines in the NSX. Yeah, tricky circuit, Nurburgring. GP circuit's not too bad. Plenty of runoff if you get it wrong, though. Unlike the Nordschleife, which is very, very unforgiving. Damage is not on in this lobby, so it doesn't mean... is it on light, or is it on at all? Let's have a quick look. Visible damage, mechanical damage, no, okay, so it doesn't mean they slow their cars down if they smash into a wall. Obviously they will slow down a little bit because they smashed into a wall, but it doesn't damage the car as such. It doesn't make them drive slowly after that until it's repaired, which it does do in some of the other settings. Not if damage is on heavy, it does mean a trip to the pits, but not the case in this lobby. but still very unforgiving course is Nordschleife. Very difficult to overtake at. It's just corner after corner after corner after corner. Couple of little straights you can possibly, or apart from the big back straight where you could smash a couple of drivers if you're in the right position. But yeah, not really many places to go for a proper overtake at this circuit. Not without possibly causing chaos, so we'll see how they get on. More opportunities on the GP circuit than there is on the Nordschleife. So it'll be an interesting race, this one. Well, like I say, we'll see who likes, or at least who's practiced Nordschleife. I'm sure the Fusion boys have all had a few laps around here. Whether they've had enough laps around here is a different matter. Plug the old dog and bone in. Ooh, got it in the evening as well. Ooh, tricky. Let's go and find ourselves a driver and go and figure out what it's going to look like. Not dark, so we'll still be able to see drivers' names. Let's get ourselves out with V-Show as he just hits this GP circuit. We are pretty much done on the GP circuit. See, nice and wide, plenty of opportunities to overtake. Up the inside here at the chicane, possibly. Gotta get the chicane cleanly for a good run, and then up towards the join into the Nordschleife, then onto the start straight here. Here we go. You'll see this track tighten up. It's just corner after corner, and each corner pretty much runs a different way, so there's no lining yourself for an attack. Not really. Again, you may see one or two drivers brave it, but we'll see how brave they are. Carrying a lot of speed into these turns. On board with V-Show, just see the McLaren, I think. So yeah, just a tricky little circuit to get moves done here. A good exit out of here. There's possibility to run side by side with someone up here and get the inside line, but again, very tricky. Are they going to lift through the double right? Slight lift there just as he hits the first apex for V-Show. Full speed then up into 7th gear. Heading towards this fast left-hander down towards the hairpin. You should see a lift through here as well. Yeah, great big lift, and then back on the power, hard on the brakes, down to 2nd gear. Keeps it in 3rd. Oh no, he does drop it down into 2nd then, just to keep control of it. And then back out through foxholes, down the hill, through the left, through the right, through the left, through the right, into the dip, back up the hill, through the fast right, probably going to drop it into 5th. Go through there fast, down another gear into 4th, down another gear into 3rd, and down another. Oh no, he keeps it in 3rd. Okay, yeah, these gear ratios slightly different with the 7 gears. Out of there then, down to the hill towards this double left. Ooh, ooh. Tricky one that. Then back out of that dip up the hill. Through the right, down towards this downhill right as well. Tricky corner this one. All the way out wide onto the curb. Okay, no messing about then. We're into race 2 already. These are long laps, like I say. We've already had 7.5 minutes quality of practice time. So that puts us at 10 o'clock. Here we go then. Final race of GTTCC. Nurburgring 24-hour. Here we go then. The spaceships on the front row of the grid. Citroen, McLaren, Honda, McLaren, Ferrari, Lexus. Is it McLaren at the back? God damn it, give me a different view. No, alright. JPH then slings himself across to the right hand side of this circuit to block off any move from Rick 33 at the inside. Do they get through there cleanly? Come on, PlayStation, change, do something, give me a different view. Here we go. Just get through there cleanly, a little bit wide through there for White Shark Jim. Right, so positions, JPH then holding the lead, Rick 33 in the other spaceship in second. We've got a V-Show holding third. Oh, Rick 33 in the spaceship getting it wrong. Almost taken out for Buki there. He puts himself probably to the back of the pack, I would expect. White Shark Jim up into fourth, then Mental Nev fifth, Whacking Weeks 6th, P1 Dylan already up into 7th position. Having a great start already. Fat Pickles Boat in 8th. Got GT Obi-Wan 9th and Rick 33 parked up in 10th. Oh, it's a shame you're not continuing to race, Rick 33. Plenty of time to make up at Nordschleife, and plenty of people going to put it in the wall, so positions to be had there, my friend. It's a shame. It did look like all his own doing. I don't know if there was maybe there was a little bit of contact between somebody. So JPH for the 1.1 seconds lead as they just come through the chicane, then heading up to this Nordschleife section. V-Show into second, for Buki third, White Shark fourth, followed by Mental Nev in the other Ferrari in this lobby, the Honda NSX in 6th of Mocking Weeks, Pat Pickles in the Lexus in 7th, GT Obi-Wan in another McLaren in 8th, Dylan in another McLaren in 9th, so got it wrong somewhere, Dylan. Rick 33 is back out on track, but not looking like he's racing in this one at the minute. Oh, JPH has got it wrong again. Tricky corners. He's sideways out of that one as well. He's going to put himself under all sorts of pressure now. That car is just too wide to pass though. Look at the size of the damn thing. Let's change the view up a little bit. So, oh, we do get V-Show slotting one around the outside. Brave move by V-Show. The width of this thing, look. White Shark Jim and Buki battling for position, third and fourth. Mental Nev looking to slot his way through. Can't go too wide through there, boys. Buki, get on the great stuff. Don't push White Shark Jim off either. It's such a tight circuit. Very difficult to run side by side through here. V-Show getting it wrong. Oh, no, sorry. JPH getting it all wrong in the hairpin. Far too quick into there, and then spins himself backwards on the way back onto track as well. Puts himself in 9th. Rick 33 then just comes onto this Nordschleife section, but just rolling round at the minute. So, race leader, that's not the button I wanted. V-Show got half a second over for Buki behind him. Great big train of drivers already. Pickles into 6th. Closing the gap up as well. Obi-Wan in 7th. Dylan up another position into 8th. JPH then with his off-track action down in 9th. Rick 33 still not racing in this one. On way back to the pits as well for Rick 33, unfortunately. V-Show though under pressure from Fubuki. 2 McLarens up front. Got to be careful, easy to lose the rear end of these cars. board with Visho then. Fubuki looking for this position. Oh, he's just smashed into the rear end of him. Slowed him down a little bit. Again, you can just see the height change. There's not two corners. We've got two drivers side by side in the background. We've got Mental Nev and White Shark Jim side by side as they head down towards this awkward right-hander. Mental Nev out braking. Does he get the exit right? A little bit wide, has to slow down. That brings White Shark back into it. Side by side again, the two Ferraris. And they've got a Mocking Weeks trying to plough his way through in a Honda NSX behind him, still side by side between these two Ferraris. A little bit of a lift there from White Shark then, just allows Mental Nev to get in front, back in the slipstream. Towing Mocking Weeks, and there is Fat Pickles in the Lexus, not far off this fight either. Mocking Weeks looking for a way through, as is White Shark on Mental. Oh, Mocking Weeks has drifted it into that turn. Has put himself under pressure from Fat Pickles behind. Drops himself out of the fight with White Shark Jim at the minute. Can he close that gap back up? The Lexus driver all over the back end of the NSX as they head up towards the carousel. Mental Nev pulling a bit of a gap over White Shark Jim at the minute. Again, tricky circuit this one. We'll see how everyone gets on. Visho still holding the lead at the minute. Not put it in a ditch yet. Fubuki hung with him in second. Bit of a gap developed back to that third place man, Mental Nev then. What have we got? 2.3 seconds. Anything can happen here at Nordschleife though. White Shark in fourth, 1.4 back. Mocking Weeks holding fifth position. How far back? 0.8 seconds from White Shark. But he has got Fat Pickles just 0.5 back. Again, nowhere really to overtake for any of these drivers. Dylan up into 7th. Dylan in 7th, Obi-Wan in 8th. JPH 9th, and Rick 33 still rolling around this back half of the Nordschleife. So how long can Visho hold on to this lead? Mental Nev closing that gap up, 1.1 seconds. Gap between himself and White Shark Jim at 2.4. Mocking Weeks closing up on him. He's managed to pull a gap from Fat Pickles behind in the Lexus. Dylan closing that gap up though as well. He's only 1.4 seconds back from that 6th place position. Obi-Wan another 3.2 down in 8th. JPH another 18 seconds down. Again, he has been off track. And Rick 33 just coasting. Still Visho then, but for how much longer? To this long back straight then. Does Fubuki keep it in slipstream range? Yes, he does, but he has got Mental Nev within slipstream range as well. You may see Mental Nev slingshot past both of these McLarens here. All over the back end of Fubuki for that second. Are they working together to close the gap up on Visho in front? Looks like they are. Now swings himself out, goes for the move on Fubuki. He's got the inside line as they head up and over the hill. 3 wide as they go through there. A little bit of contact between Mental Nev and Fubuki. The gap not quite wide enough. Mental Nev still up the inside of Visho. Fubuki puts a wheel on the grass. Mental Nev does get himself through. Fubuki fires himself through as well. That's a great move by Fubuki. Visho probably doesn't think so. That was just let off the brakes and allowed the car to carry the speed through. Visho, a little dab of a brake through there. Again, on the inside line, expected to run wide. There was nowhere for him to go, so pushed down to 3rd position at the minute as we head back onto the GP circuit. Why does it say lap 1, 2 minutes 9? That is an impossibility. There we go. 8:51 then for Mental Nev. His times will come down though. 0.6 of a second over for Fubuki. Visho holding on to these two though, just 0.7 of a second back. Mocking Weeks has got himself through to 4th as well, using that slipstream up the back straight. was close enough on White Shark Jim to do it. P1 Dylan also has done the same on Fat Pickles. Fat Pickles down to 7th then, Dylan in 6th. Obi-Wan just 3.5 back in 8th as well. JPH 30 seconds back in 9th. Maverick 33 just crawling around towards Carousel. Can Mental Nev hold on to this position? Get a bit of bumper cam, so the gap at 0.4 as they hit this long back straight on the GP circuit. Maybe not close enough for Buki to make a move into the chicane. But closes the gap up, pulls a little bit of time on V-Show as well. Hard on the brakes into the Nordschleife section. Keeping it out of the wall there as well. Buki all over the back of Mental Nev. But again, nowhere to go on this circuit. It's a bumpy old track as well, as you can see. Closes up again. Oh, I've got to be careful not to run it wide on these tight turns. Easy just to unsettle. These curbs are pretty big as well, some of them. Easy to unsettle the car on some of these tighter turns with the bigger curbs. Both drivers in the mid-rears, they've got to be careful they don't spin the back end up. Purple sectors for Buki. Everyone sticking purple sectors in on lap 2. Again, a little lift through there. Just 0.3 of a second. Still nowhere to go for him though, even if he did get right behind Mental. May be able to get one up the inside of the hairpin if he's brave enough to carry enough speed through here. Again, Mental Nev knows where to brake. Both drivers running it out to the outside of that hairpin and back in. Yes, they are pulling time over V-Show. He's now 1.7 seconds back. For Buki, keeping himself right in touch with Mental Nev here. White Shark Jim. What's happened to Mocking Weeks down in 8th position? White Shark Jim under all sorts of pressure from Dylan. Ferrari versus McLaren here. Let's see whether Dylan can get through. Let's find out what's happened to Mocking Weeks. Oh, Fat Pickles has gone a bit off-roading. Lose that position? Yes, he does. Obi-Wan comes through then to take that. Mocking Weeks, what happened to you? Not too sure what's happened to Mocking, but down in 8th now, unfortunately. JPH still 9th. And Rick 33, still not out of Nordschleife on lap 1 yet. Mental and Fubuki still battling it out. Let's see what's happening. Dylan's got himself past White Shark. Where have you got that move done? But he's passed him. White Shark Jim's not been punted into oblivion either, so it must have been a clean move. White Shark pushed down to 5th then. Dylan slowly chopping his way through this pack. What is he now? 8 seconds off of race lead. And that gap coming down as well. 5.4 to 3rd place V-Show. So Mental Nev still got Fubuki for company. Both drivers obviously, well, it looks like all these drivers know this track pretty well. Show now 2.2 seconds back. P1 Dylan has pulled time over White Shark Jim and is closing up on V-Show. Gap now to 5 seconds. 7.5 between himself and race leader. Now, this is going to be an interesting one. Can he no stop? We are halfway through at Nords. Can he no slow stop and take the win here. It's got a fair amount of time to try and make up. But it's still coming down. Gap at 7.9 between himself and race leader. 4.7 between himself and V-Show. Mental Nev and Fabuki still bumper to bumper for first and second. Fabuki almost slotting one up the inside there. He's got a great run out of his turn, almost pushing Mental Nev along this circuit. Got to be careful though. Both drivers keeping it clean. It's good to see such close racing. It means that everyone trusts each other. They know where everyone else is going to brake. Purple sectors here. It is still lap 2. Cutting those curbs well. It's the only way to keep the speed up through those turns. Just stretching a little bit through those tight turns. 2.8 of a second between Fabuki and Mental Nev. Okay, so we've got racing softs on the Ferrari of Mental Nev, super softs on for Fabuki, which are looking a little bit more worn out than Mental Nev's. Stretches that gap to 0.8 of a second then. V-Show 3.2 seconds down. Dylan gap down to 4 seconds between himself and V-Show. Gap is back up to 8.2 though between himself and race leader. Shark Jim losing a bit more time, 2.4 seconds in the second Ferrari. GT Obi-Wan 6.7 down in 6th. Mocking Weeks back past Fat Pickles for 7th. Again on the super soft tyre, we'll see how long they last versus Fat Pickles softs. JPH 9th then, 36 seconds down, so he does know this circuit, just maybe not as well. Maybe this just great big heavy Citroen not being the best choice of car around this circuit. Not as much leeway if your car's as wide as the track. Rick 33 then parked up just on the start finish line. He's not even finished a lap yet. He's going to stay there. Mental Nev then, what have you done? Fabuki 3.4 seconds down. Little mistake then from Fabuki. Mental Nev way off in the distance. Puts himself back under a bit of pressure from V-Show, just 1.5 seconds down. There's Dylan just in the background. 4.1 back, still got 2.2 over White Shark in 5th. Obi-Wan 9.2 seconds down. Fat Pickles back past Mocking Weeks as well. What's happened to Mocking Weeks? He's put it in the wall again, hasn't he? Mocking Weeks in 8th position then. 7.5 seconds down. JPH, a little bit of a penalty to lose. Now 29.7 second gap between himself and Mocking. 33 still pulled up Fat Pickles in the pits though for 7th. Mocking Weeks following him in. Tyres obviously not playing ball then for Mocking Weeks. Mental Nev holds his 3.5 seconds lead over Fabuki. Nothing Fabuki can do about it. Tyres looking good though on the super softs. V-Show 1.8 seconds down. Lost a couple of more tenths to Fabuki. Dylan has been unable to close the gap up either. 4.1. He's pulled time over White Shark behind, but he has just pulled a couple of tenths in there. Gap up to 3.9. Might be a mistake from V-Show though. Is he any closer? No, he's lost a bit of time to race leader Mental Nev. 9.2 seconds the gap. 11 minutes left on the clock. Mental Nev looking good for a win here tonight then already. Again, don't count out the Nordschleife. It can jump up and bite you at any time. 10.5 minutes remaining. Mental Neb leading by 3.1 seconds from Fubuki. Fubuki still got 2.1 over V-Show. Dylan 3.8 seconds back, so he's closing up. Can he close it enough? Can he take that final podium position in the final race of tonight, or of the season as well? Shame we're missing 5 drivers, have been for a couple of weeks. A bit of a shame, does make for some better racing when there's more drivers on track. White Shark then holding 5th, fortunately losing more time to Dylan, 4.2 seconds. Obi-Wan stuck it in the wall, he's off track, losing time. Fat Pickles and Mocking Weeks will probably close up on him. His racing stuff's just not doing what he's telling them. Fat Pickles then back out the pits in 7th. Fresh set of softs on board for him. Mocking Weeks also back out the pits. Fresh set of super softs. 4.7 seconds the gap between himself and Fat Pickles. Can he close that one up? JPH now 11.3 seconds back after the stops, and Rick 33 still parked on the line. Okay, little bit of a mistake then from Mental Neb. The gap now to 2.4 seconds between himself and Fubuki. Tyre wear not looking too different between the two drivers. Softs versus super softs. Just going to see P1 Dylan in the back of this fight now as well. What's he? Just 3.4 back from V-Show. See him just in the background there. Shark another 4.2 seconds down. GT Obi-Wan, fortunately, with his off-track action, now 21 seconds down now then for GT Obi-Wan. Still got 17 seconds over Fat Pickles. Fat Pickles still got 4.6 over Mocking Weeks as well. JPH still holding penalty in 9th. 20 seconds back. Rick 33 still parked. Starting to pull that gap back up then. Mental Nev, gap back up to 3.2. He likes this tighter part of Nordschleife a lot more than Fubuki does on those worn super softs. Dylan's got it wrong. Dylan's got it wrong. Where's he gone? He's dropped that position and given it to White Shark Jim. So again, anything can happen here, especially on the Nordschleife section, but Dylan comes straight back at him, up the inside, whatever turn that's called. Now up the outside, didn't work out for him, went for the move. Side by side on the exit through there though, can he get the position done? Carrying more speed than the Ferrari. Through he goes then, retakes that 4th position, but now unfortunately way off of the race leader, 14.5 seconds. Way off of that 3rd place as well, 8.6 seconds down. A bit of work to do then for Dylan. Mental Nev still holding 2.8 over for Fubuki. Oh, did you get that one wrong? No, you didn't. So Fubuki just holding 2nd, then V-Show holding 3rd. A little bit of a penalty. He's going to lose 3.2 seconds back. Dylan back up into 4th though, still under pressure from White Shark. Do sound good. GT Obi-Wan then 6th, 20.4 seconds down after that off-track action. Fat Pickles 7th, 15 seconds back. Another 10 seconds back to Mocking Weeks. 9.2, maybe another little mistake from Mocking. It must be JPH, gained a bit of time on him. Mental Nev 2.7, so he's gap yo-yoing a little bit between himself and Fubuki. V-Show picking himself up a tiny bit of penalty. Well, he's just losing a penalty there. I think he just lost a bit of penalty there. 8 seconds behind you, though, is P1 Dylan, championship winner. Still not out of direct threat from White Shark at the minute, just 0.3 of a second back. All these drivers' tyres, or most of these drivers' tyres, struggling a little bit now. Had a few drivers come in, but I think it's from Fat Pickles backwards. I don't think Obi-Wan's been in. No, Obi-Wan's not been in on those softs. Fat Pickles has been the first of the stoppers then, 14.7 seconds down in 7th. Mocking Weeks another 23 seconds down in 8th. JPH almost lost that penalty, now only 6 seconds down from Mocking. Maybe a little bit more now, he's going sideways. Rick 33 still parked up. Yeah, Mental Nev stretching that gap back up to 3.4 seconds. That's a tricky turn as well, that one. Great big bomb hole halfway through it. Fourth and fifth place men both getting that one right. GT Obi-Wan a little bit far back from that turn at the minute, just coming down towards the mini carousel. Gets it through there nicely, up towards this bobbly right-hander then. Keeps it on track. Mental Nev then starting to extend here, 4.3 seconds he's got over the next closest driver for Buki. So we're going to see one more lap round Nordschleife. Visho holding third then, 2.8 seconds down. Still a little bit of a penalty to lose, but on the soft tyre versus the super softs. So will Fubuki's tyres last another lap here? Can Visho get this position done? Again, you've just seen how easily positions can be lost between Dylan and White Shark. Same for GT Obi-Wan, he's put it in the sand. Didn't lose a position that time, but lost a lot of time. Fat Pickles in 7th. Mocking Weeks has also put it in the wall or in the sand at some point. Puts himself down in 8th position. JPH 9th still, 18.3 seconds back. And Rick 33 still parked up on the start-finish line. So, Mental Nev, 2.5 minutes remaining. They will see this lap out. Still, everything to play for. Nordschleife will bite when you're least expecting it, especially with these worn out tyres. You just got to be a little bit careful on some of the, not so much on the GP circuit, but on the Nordschleife. There's no way you can carry the speed into some of those turns that you usually would. So you just have to keep that in consideration when coming up to the turns. Visho taking a 10th or 2 out of Fubuki's time. Plenty of time to do it on the Nordschleife lap as well. Less than 2 minutes remaining. Dylan still 8 seconds down, 14.5 back from race leader. It pulls a little bit of time between White Shark and Jim. That gap up to 1.1 seconds. 1.2 now, sorry. Obi-Wan still 21 seconds down in 6th. Fat Pickles is closing that gap up, but not quick enough. 14.5 seconds down in 7th place. A little bit of a penalty to lose as well. Mocking Weeks 25 seconds down in 8th. JPH another 44 seconds down. He has just been in the pits though for another set of tyres. And Rick 33 just letting the timer tick over before he crosses the line. Mental Nev then onto Nords for the last time tonight. 3.6 seconds lead currently over Fubuki. Oh, he's made time up of a Visho. A little bit of a mistake from Visho then. Back down to 3.2 seconds. Still closing it down. Dylan now 7.6 seconds back in fourth. White Shark losing a couple of tenths to him as well. No real battles going on track at the minute. Closest being really first and second. So Mental Nev's just got to keep this Ferrari on the black stuff for the next 6 minutes, I assume-ish. 5 minutes. As long as he doesn't dip a wheel on the grass through some of these turns, he should be okay. Gap's still at 3.8 then between himself and Fubuki. Stretching out between Fubuki and Visho, still 3.6 seconds. Dylan looking to close that gap down, but it's not going to come quick enough. It's down to 7. But tyres looking a little bit worn out on Dylan's McLaren. Able to carry as much speed as he'd like then. White Shark Jim that hold him 5th, but losing another couple of tenths to Dylan in 4th. Obi-Wan not able to close the gap up either. Fat Pickles has taken another couple of seconds out, but again coming to the end of this race. He's just got this lap to go. 12.5 seconds is a big old gap to make up without a mistake from GT Obi-Wan. Mocking Weeks as well, 25 seconds back. JPH another 44 seconds back. Timer has ticked over, so Rick 33 does cross the line. Mental Nev not putting a foot wrong really in race 2. A couple of tiny little mistakes which has allowed Fubuki to close the gap back up. He's held on to the lead pretty well. Obi-Wan's tyres are starting to suffer. Fat Pickles might be in with a chance here. What is he? Just 10 seconds down. Halfway around this circuit as well. GT Obi-Wan. Tyres looking very beaten up. That gap coming down pretty quickly as well at 9.7. Only got a few tight turns to go though before we get onto the open back straight. So again, running out of corners for Fat Pickles. Mental Nev extends 4.3 seconds up front. Fubuki still holds second. Again, not really a foot wrong from the second place man. Visho, again, good drive from him holding 3rd. Dylan just closing up in 4th. Started from the back of the pack, so you've got to take, can't take anything away from Dylan. Got himself up into 4th quite early on, but then spun himself off track. White Shark Jim 5th, consistent race. Had a good old battle with Dylan for a few of these laps. Ooh, almost sideways through there. GT Obi-Wan had a bit of a lonely one. Fat Pickles gap down to 8.5 seconds. Still not enough time, I don't think. Mocking Weeks 25 seconds down, so nothing to be gained from 8th and 9th. Gap down to 8 seconds. Fat Pickles putting everything he can into this lap to try and close that gap up. Again, just starting to run out of turns. It is down to 7.2 though. A little bit of off-track action from Obi-Wan has cost him a bit of time. 6.7 seconds. The bit is between Fat Pickles' teeth now. Again, just needs to get himself in touch. Through the past. Oh, Obi-Wan's run it wide through there though in the sandpit. That's put him backwards. Pickles keeps it on track though. He comes through to take that position. Obi-Wan sticks it in the sandpit right at the end. He's going to lose a lot of time to Mocking Weeks now as well. Oh, Mocking Weeks got to keep it on track though. Mental Nev then nearly 6 seconds lead already onto this back straight. Just the last couple of turns to go and hit back onto the GP circuit. Hard on the brakes, doesn't stick it in the wall right at the end. And back onto this GP circuit then to cross the line and take the win then for the final race of the season. Mental Nev giving us a quick flash of the lights, and there he goes then across the line, takes the win for Buki. Great drive, mate, but second place for you. Again, Visho not too shoddy either, 4 seconds down in third position. Dylan holds that fourth, gets the gap down to 7 seconds before the end of this race. White Shark Jim takes fifth, not too far back either. It's a tricky circuit again, Nordschleife. Fat Pickles takes 6. .23 seconds down from White Shark, but takes 6 nonetheless. He was closing that gap up. I'm sure he'd have liked to have put it on GT Obi-Wan race wise rather than Obi-Wan sticking it in the sand. So Fat Pickles takes 6. GT Obi-Wan is going to come home for 7th. And there it is, sideways. Mocking Weeks, 13 seconds down in the end for Mocking. He's going to come home for 8th. A little bit of a wiggle across the line for him as well. And then we just wait for JPH to cross the line. Rick 33 has already finished. So when the points are updated, I'll post them on the, they'll be on the MRC page obviously, but I'll also post them up on my Facebook page. JPH going a little bit wide right at the end. Fresh set of tyres as well, JPH. What are you messing about at? Just the final turn to go then for JPH. Is he going to put it backwards across the line? Yeah, of course he is. Into pit wall. Oh, he doesn't even cross the line yet. Ruined himself. JPH then taking 9th, final position tonight. So, some great racing again there. Dylan though, championship leader. Nobody able to get close to him in race 1. It's been the same for a few of the races here. Great win by Mental Nev though tonight in race 2. So that's it from GTTCC. That's it. It's done for another season. It's usually a month or so before it starts back up again. Like I say, it does take a fair bit of testing to get it all set up, being as they change everything once a month. PlayStation, you swines. So that's it for GTTCC. Stick around though, well, not tonight, but Sunday night we're back at 8 o'clock for, is it the finals this week? Oh no, 2 more weeks of the Focus racing. That's Sunday night at 8 o'clock, followed Monday night at 8:30 with the Chewit Racing Mini Cooper Cup. So just 2 on the go at the minute, Sundays and Mondays. All the seasons coming to a close at the minute. We've got the Mazdas coming up on the 17th of June, I think it is. That's on a Thursday night. That'll be 9 o'clock start. So keep your ear to the ground for that one as well. That's always some feisty little racing in those Mazdas. But yes, that's about it from me. If you want to help my channel out, get yourselves over to buymeacoffee.com/dartsmoker and drop a little donation on there if you can. If you want something for your money, then give me a shout. I've got shirts and stickers available. £3 a pair for stickers, and shirts are £22 plus 1 free sticker and free postage. hit me up at darksmoker@googlemail.com or find me on Facebook. Give me a shout. So yes, that's going to be about it from tonight. I hope you've liked what you watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, subscribe. Tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.